Hello guys, welcome to Bhamna's Online Academy. So as you all know in this video, we are going to discuss the CA Inter paper number 2, your corporate and other laws exam analysis. In this video, you are going to find the 9 attempts exam analysis along with a short strategy of how you can score 70 plus in your examinations. And the most special part of this video is that I'm going to tell you what is the exact question paper pattern or exact question paper sequence which is going to come in your exam. That means from which question, in which subpart, from which chapter the question is going to come. I'll tell you exactly that in the video. This is more like a guess paper, 99% for sure. Yes. So please stick till the end of the video to know this. This is the most important part of the video. And along with that, we are also going to discuss how you have to study your law paper, and along with that, what is going to be your question paper pattern. Yes, so without any further ado, let's quickly get into this video, guys. So first, starting with your past exam analysis. So in past exam analysis, here as you can see, we have taken an analysis of around 9 attempts, which is starting right from May 2018 until May 2022. So 9 attempts we have analyzed chapter wise each examination paper. So, based on this analysis, what is right in front of you, I have come up with the most important questions and less important questions, and how you can make the best use of your study using this strategy. But before we get into this, let me explain you the question paper pattern. So, because there is a linkage between your question paper pattern and your important questions, right? Once we understand this, you will understand how I have categorized the chapters into category A, category B, and category C. So let me explain the question paper pattern first, which is you have two parts to your law paper. One is your MCQ paper and the other one is your descriptive paper. So your part 1 is going to have MCQs and your part 2 is going to have your descriptive paper. So your part 1 of MCQ covers 30 marks, descriptive paper covers 70 marks in your examination. So total of 100 marks is what you're going to write for in your exams, correct? So you totally have 5 questions. So now we are going to only talk about the descriptive part. In your descriptive part, you totally will be given 5 questions, out of which question number 1 is your compulsory question, and it is going to come for 19 marks in your examination. And apart from that, you will be given 4 more questions, out of which 3 you will have to attempt, and each question will come for 17 marks. Yes, so it should be of 17 marks each, and your total weightage will be 78 marks of the paper, including your optional question. Okay, fine. So now that you have understood this, now let's come to the most important part, the most special part of this video, which is your paper sequence. So when we analyze the past attempts, as I was telling you, so right from May 19 to your May 22, there is a particular sequence of paper which is being followed in your examination, which we have analyzed and brought it here. Okay. So you, as I told you, you have 5 questions in your examination: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And your question number 1 will come for 19 marks and the rest for 17 marks. So what happens is, in each of the question you have 4 subparts. Each questions contain 4 subparts, and there is a pattern which is followed by ICI, where what happens is, when you take up your question number 1, your question number 1A, subsection A will be a question from Companies Act, subsection B from Companies Act, subsection C from Contract Act, and subsection D from Negotiable Instrument Act. Yes, so this is the paper pattern that is being followed. Your Companies Act will come for 6 marks, second question of 6 marks, so I mean second subpart for 6 marks, your C subpart for 4 marks, and your D subpart for 3 marks. So now when you understand that this is a compulsory question, imagine what if you don't study Contract Act and Negotiable Instrument Act and go to the exam. Then you can be very sure, because since this question number 1 is a compulsory question, that compulsorily your 7 marks are also gone out of the exam. If you don't prepare these 2 chapters, that means out of 100, you'll only be able to attempt around 93 marks of paper, which is very bad. Why would you want to do that for yourself when you know that this is what is going to come in your exam for this much marks from this chapter? Then never try to miss it. So keeping all these factors in mind only, I've curated ABC analysis also. Okay, so now let's see for the rest of the question what is the question pattern. So question number 2, A part comes from Companies Act for 4 marks, B part comes from Companies Act for 6 marks, then C part comes from Contract Act for 4 marks, and D part from Negotiable Instrument Act for 3 marks. So your question number 1 pattern and your question number 2 pattern is same. Here, where your question number 1 comes for 19 marks, your question number 2 will come for 17 marks. Okay. And your question number 3 again. A and B part is from Companies Act for 6 marks and 4 marks respectively. And your C part is from General Clauses Act for 4 marks. Your D part is from Interpretation Act for 3 marks. Then in your fourth question, you again have your first two questions same as 6 marks and 4 marks from Companies Act. Subsection 3 General Clauses Act of 4 marks and Interpretation Act for 3 marks, which is your D question. And finally, your fifth question, subsection A, subsection B from Companies Act, which will come for 5 marks each, and subsection C from Contract Act for 4 marks, and subsection D from General Clauses Act for 3 marks. So this is what is going to be your exam paper pattern. Imagine ICS giving you in your hands the question paper sequence, and you would be the biggest fool out of all if you don't utilize this. This is a must utilize. Please make sure you utilize this and plan your studies accordingly. Okay, yes. And even in MCQs, let me tell you, so totally for 30 marks you have to attempt. I think maybe one MCQs you'll have as optional in your exam. So MCQs also from company in law you'll get for 18 marks. From Contract Act you'll get for 3 marks. From Negotiable Instrument Act you'll get 4 marks. General Clauses Act 4 marks. Interpretation Act 3 marks. So this is your MCQ pattern also. So right in hand here, please take a screenshot of this. So based on all of that, I have made a past exam analysis where I've taken out ABC chapters, ranking A is the most important chapter and B are same important and C is fine, not so important chapters, but make sure you definitely try to cover the category A and category B chapters in priority. So category A chapters here, as you can see, I marked it in blue color. So your blue color chapters include, so totally as you have 14 chapters in your blue color, that is your category A chapters include 50% of it, which is your 7 chapters. So other law, all the 4 chapters are very, very important. You cannot skip it for the exam. You can see here there is a pattern in the exam. Here you can see the pattern in the exam that in every attempt for the same marks weightage only they are asking in the exam. So definitely you can expect 12 marks from Indian Contract Act, 12 marks from Indian Contract Act, Negotiable Instrument 10 marks will come in the exam, General Clauses Act 7 marks, and Interpretation of Statute 6 marks. So this is the definite expected marks in your upcoming attempts. Okay, so you can take this for sure, because that's the same pattern ICA is following. Here and there, 1 or 2 marks they're differing. That's it. But this is what you have to expect. So short, these 4 chapters you have to study. You cannot miss it. Apart from that, in your corporate law, your management and administration, in every attempt there has been a question, a definite question, which usually weighs from a range of around 5 to 20 marks. Okay, so an average 10 marks is being picked from this chapter. So definitely study this chapter is important. And your accounts of companies chapter, this also same from a range of 6 marks to around 12 marks it is being asked in the exam in every single attempt. So accounts of companies around 8 marks you can expect in your attempt also. Okay, and the next chapter which you have to focus on is your prospectus and allotment of securities. In this also high weightage of marks are being given in the exam. So around 7 marks you can expect from your prospectus and allotment. How am I giving the 7 marks, 10 marks and 8 marks? It is nothing but an average of all the past attempts. Putting an average of all the past attempts, I've come up with this. Okay. Yes. So what are the 7 chapters you have to study? Your other law 4 chapters plus your accounts of companies, management and administration, and your prospectus. Right. So these are the category A very important chapters, and an average of 63 marks is being questioned from this category A. So definitely using this chapters you can aim for exemption. Using this chapters you can aim for exemption sure shot. Then comes your category B chapters, which is again important only, but not as important as A, but they're still important if you want to. You can see if 63 marks are being asked from category A, you are not going to get 63 out of 63, correct? You need some more chapters to help you get to that 63. So those other chapters are going to be your category B chapters, which includes your chapter number 10, Audit and Auditors, which comes in an average of 6 marks, and this is also been asked in every attempt. Share capital and debenture chapters, again an important chapter which will come for around 6 marks in your exams. And Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 included your preliminary and incorporation will come for an average of about 9 marks in your exam. So these are your category B chapter, which is highlighted in yellow color. And finally is your category C chapters, which is your acceptance of deposits, registration of charges, and dividend, which comes for 5, 3, and 5 marks against respectively. So try to focus first on your other law, which is your category A, and the rest of the category A chapters. After completing this, come to your category B chapters. And if you have time, either revise this or you can also study your category C chapters. But A and B category chapters are very, very important. Please take a screenshot of this and use this for your examination. Right. So now that we have also discussed ABC pattern, the final thing which is left to discuss is what is the best way to study. So you have to cover the text from your ICI material. Definitely have to cover that. Along with that, ICI has issued a MCQ and case scenario booklet which contains around 100 MCQs plus 40 case scenarios. You have to cover that MCQ booklet also. 100 MCQs and 40 cases is very less time it will take you to cover. So once you have studied your entire portion, please go through this and take a note of those 100 MCQs and 40 case laws. Okay. Yes. So how do you have to study your category A and category BC? So category A chapters try to see what and all questions are asked in your past 10 attempts of your RTP and MTP. And in category B chapters, try to at least see the past 3 to 4 attempts of your RTP and MTP. Okay, this is what you have to do for your examination. So yes guys, I hope this was useful to you all, and I was myself mind blown by this paper sequence after seeing it. And thank you so much for staying till the end. If there is any other questions related to this law analysis, do let me know in the comment section below. I'd be happy to answer. And see you in the next video, guys. Thank you so much.